Please, big, warm welcome for Valerie, everybody.
My mom was Miss Pismo Beach of 1947, and she was my first love. I wanted to marry her, but she said I had to marry a guy, so I decided to marry my dad. In 2000, she was diagnosed with cancer, and I lived 3,000 miles away and didn't know how much to give and how much not to give to take care of her. And we'd had a difficult relationship after we didn't get married. I always just wanted to be understood by her, but it was the 60s, and there was a big generation gap, it was called then, and she didn't understand me. And so when I got into my 20s, I drove as far away from Washington, D.C. as I could and wound up in Venice, California. My mom was a great storyteller, and when it came time for her to have hospice, after 4 years of a heart attack, open heart surgery, and rounds of chemo, and the cancer just kept coming back, this woman named Maya came to visit my mom like 3 times a week and then slowly every day. My mom would regale her with stories about growing up in West Virginia in Griffithsville, population 309, and stories of working on Capitol Hill up until the week I was born. She worked for a senator and was really proud that she avoided the nookie rooms. They don't exist anymore that I know of. But Maya gave me a book to read called Final Gifts. And whenever she was there and I was there visiting, she would say, the therapist needs therapy, and she would kind of guide me out of the room and coach me about this book that I was reading and how common things were that people experienced when they were dying. And I started reading the book out loud to my mom, like prompts. And I would say, Mom, this guy, when he was dying, his father, who had died many years before, came to visit him. And she goes, oh, I've had lots of visitors. And I say, yeah, like who? And she said, well, Murray Gray, who was in the Foreign Service, was over the other day. Murray had back surgery, and he came and he did a handstand to show me how great he felt. And we had coffee, and then he went home, and I said, Mom, Murray died 10 years ago. And she said, uh-huh, and she went on to tell me other visitors and other visitors that she'd had, and I was kind of concerning, and I called my husband, and he said, oh, it's probably just some organic thing from all the meds. But this book was full of these stories of these people that had visited. My mom was a great entertainer. She was always in pearls and pumps and lipstick, and she said to me, we're going to have to serve hors d'oeuvres. And I said, really? She said, yes, we're having a lot of visitors. I said, how many? And she said, 90. Around this time, I began seeing these really long, wide, like lasagna noodle beings that were shimmery, and they were cold when they passed through the house. And I'm not like a believer in those sort of things. I'm a skeptic. But I saw them, only in my periphery. They were never right in front of me. So knowing that there were 90 of them coming for hors d'oeuvres, I went upstairs and I had a conversation with the creator of the universe. And I said, 90 people? And the creator of the universe did not parse words, said, she gave to every single one of these people, and until she learns to receive from them, I'm not letting up on her. My mom was not good at receiving. I went downstairs and I told her this, and she said that it was probably a good idea that she let them comfort her. And then she put her hand on my face and said, when it's time for you to go, I'll be on your team. And I was with her when she died a couple days later. And there was only one shimmering thing that lasted the next 2 days in the house. And I don't know if it was my mom or not. I asked her if my dad came, and she emphatically said no. I don't know if it's because he was an atheist and that disqualified him. But there were no more shadows after that last 2 days. And I realized that there was something more than being understood and listened to that my mother could give me and that she had given me throughout my life, and that was comfort. And I realized that what she was going to give me at the end of my life, when I'm really, really, really scared, was comfort, and I was grateful for that. And I came back to Los Angeles, and for the last 4 years, I've only seen one visitor, and that's my dog Bailey, who died 4 years ago. And he's very often in my periphery, and I know that he's also going to be on my team. Thank you.
Great job, Valerie. Keep it going for Valerie.